She didn't call. She texted, "Maybe it's best if you don't bring the kids this year. Christmas is already a lot, and they're loud." The ellipses did what it always did, softened the edge while sharpening the meaning. I read it once, then again, slower. I could hear her voice in it, the practiced gentleness she used when she wanted something to sound reasonable. My daughter was sitting on the floor beside me, coloring. She looked up when my phone buzzed again and saw my face change. "Are we still going to Grandma's?" she asked. I hesitated for half a second too long. She filled it herself. Her voice dropped to a whisper, careful, like she was handling something fragile. "Grandma hates us." The question landed cleanly. No drama, just logic, as far as she could tell. I smiled. Not because I felt like smiling, but because she needed one. "No, honey," I said. "Grandma just forgot who feeds her." She didn't understand that sentence, not really. But she understood the tone. She nodded and went back to coloring, satisfied enough for now. I typed one word back. Understood. That was it. No defense, no explanation. No reminder of everything I'd done to make Christmas possible in that house for the last 6 years. Silence felt more accurate. I had started paying for things quietly, the way you do when you don't want to make someone feel small. First it was groceries, an extra delivery, by accident, charged to my account. Then utilities when my mom mentioned casually how expensive winters had become. Eventually it became structural, the dining table replaced after a leg broke. The freezer upgraded. Since you're so good with tech, the catered Christmas squid because cooking was too much this year. No one asked outright. I offered, and then I kept offering, because offering was easier than watching things fall apart. Somewhere along the way, it stopped being help and became infrastructure. I noticed it most when I stopped being thanked. Christmas came anyway, not at my mother's house. At ours, it was smaller. Louder, probably. Paper snowflakes taped unevenly to the windows. Pancakes for dinner because that's what the kids wanted. We FaceTimed a friend across the country and sang badly. I didn't open the family group chat until late afternoon. Photos poured in, the table first, long, polished, set with plates I'd ordered online during a midnight sale. Then the foodie trays from the caterer whose deposit I'd put down in November. Someone zoomed in on the centerpiece and added a heart emoji. "Perfect Christmas," my sister wrote. I recognized every object in the frame. I knew where the receipts lived. I put my phone down and went back to the kitchen, where my son was helping by cracking eggs onto the counter. The mess felt honest. The quiet thing I did happened the next morning, while the house was still asleep. I sat at the dining table with a mug of coffee and my laptop. No anger, no speeches rehearsed in my head. Just a list I'd been carrying for years, finally written down. Standing orders canceled. A recurring grocery delivery paused. The catering contract for New Year's officially reassigned, no longer billed to me. The streaming services I paid for under a family account split cleanly in two. Last, I drafted a brief email to the caterer, polite, professional, confirming that future invoices would go directly to my mother. I didn't send a message explaining any of it. Systems don't require explanations. By noon, my phone started ringing. I let it ring. Then the messages came, tumbling over each other. "Hey, quick question, did something change with the grocery account? The caterer says there's an issue. Call me when you can." This must be a mistake. My sister's message came last, sharper than the others. "What are you doing?" I waited until my kids were settled with a movie before replying. "I understood your boundary," I typed. "This is mine." The typing dots appeared. Disappeared, reappeared. My mother called. I answered on the third ring. Her voice was tight, pitched carefully between confusion and offense. "We're having a problem here." "I know," I said. "You didn't say you were changing anything." "I didn't need to," I replied. "You said Christmas was too much with my kids." I agreed. "That's not the same thing," she said quickly. "This is about money." "No," I said. "It's about access." Silence. Then, softer? "We didn't mean it like that." "I know," I said again. And I did. Meaning had never been the problem, pattern was. The next few days were a study in recalibration. My sister oscillated between anger and pleading. My mother tried nostalgia, then guilt, then practicality. Each conversation circled the same unspoken realization. The house still stood, but the scaffolding was gone. I didn't argue. I didn't list contributions. I let the absence speak. On New Year's Day, my mother sent a photo of a smaller table. Homemade food. No caption. I looked at it for a long time. I felt something like grief, but also something like relief. My kids didn't ask about Grandma's house again. They asked if we could make pancakes for dinner more often. They asked if we could invite friends over next Christmas. They asked if loud was really such a bad thing. I told them no, loud meant alive. Weeks later, my mother suggested we reset. Start fresh. Smaller holidays. Clear expectations. I told her we could talk about it. And I meant it. But some things wouldn't be reset. The money wouldn't move invisibly anymore. My children wouldn't be treated as optional noise. And silence, once a tool I used to survive, had become a boundary I used to protect. I didn't win anything. I just stopped paying to be excluded, and that quietly changed everything.